walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I say come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. I said,
Great Rock isn't a walking place. East Coast, which is 10 o'clock on the West Coast. They used to come on walk, like, comment, share, tell Uncle, tell Auntie, subscribe. I still wake up at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's like, what, 12, 1 o'clock here? 12:30, I look at the clock. And that's when the ancestors come. 1 o'clock here, 4:30 on the coast. So, it's not like I'm manic or anything. I've just been set to a certain time zone. So, they wait for me to wake up, and when they do, they start. But I want to tell y'all, this stepping place, when I get finished, I have sweat on the sweaty places, and I know the oxygen gets to the head. It just doesn't get there. You have to make it get there in spite of gravity. And we old. So, I walk on the treadmill, I get the oxygen to the zip rate. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I walk in place. I don't know if people call it marching. But let me see anything else I want to tell y'all before I turn on that cassette, and the answer, that's what Black History Month is supposed to be. Do you feel it in your ancestors? And if you do, they're always telling you to do better, to do more, to make the race proud, always. Always. So that's why the Hatfields report don't want it. They go, oh, now they gonna be all mad. We talking about Hatfields and the boys. We ain't mad at the truth. Y'all mad at the truth. The truth hurts. You know? Then you get over it. And I have been closeting with my ancestors, or the ancestors, and the ancestors for a long time. I had to be in the closet because I had to be accepted in the cult. And in the cult, when your family members die, they said they're going home, they send you home, they forget. They take your energies and send it anywhere. I told y'all before, don't send me no going home. I do want my body back to the earth, just going to disintegrate and go back to where it came. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't give me no going home party. I'm already here. And that's why the ancestors came to me last night and said, you're in South Africa. You're going to make sure the family have a place in case a lot of our pieces of shit are put all through the legislation, and the next thing you know, they hunting down us like, like fox on a fox hunt. Got the bugles and the dogs and everything. So they say, take that money, you go set that up there. So when they want to come, when they just sit there being treated like chattel and want to be treated like humans, outside got some air on the patio. And I was like, wow, I didn't think I would want to die in Africa, and a land that I'm not familiar with. But I want to tell you something. I want to die around people who know that I'm a human being, that I am just like generations and generations and generations of their family. And now I'm an old child. And in this country, if you can't, in this cold society, if the cold leader can't jump your bones, you are no consequence to them. But I know in Africa, you mean everything to them, just like the ancestors mean everything to me. So that's where I want to go. So that's when I woke up in the middle of the night, which was technically not the middle of the night on the West Coast. It was in the morning on the East Coast. So anyway, I just want to tell that because as soon as the ancestors energy come on, y'all know how it is.
They seem back in slavery. Call me a conductor on the Underground Railroad. Only we didn't call it that then. I don't know if we call it anything.
That myth, the Hatfields and McCoy. Looks like my little video. Hey.
You have just experienced came from people who were born slaves and lived beneath the horrors of slavery. At the same time, we must not be those who silently endured and taught their children how to survive until freedom came. Our slave Tom Robinson said, "You can take anything. No matter how good you treat it, it wants to be free. You can treat it good and feed it good. And but if you open the cage, it..."
What's that about there, fella? What's that about there? You know what I'd rather do? To find out.
Listen,
That ain't no
I
Would
did.
I ever be a slave again? I think we're going and
Oh, we didn't join the slavery. You heard it from his voice. No, we didn't. That's the lies and the Hatfields. Wait. Hold on. Maybe that struck me.
you know what I'd rather do? To find out. That ain't no
Had
Would
an
I ever be
idea.
a slave? And it all away. Because you're nothing but a dog. Another thing but a dog.
Nothing but a dog. You heard it from his mouth. And they said, oh, they like it. Told whole world. The whole world. Got the whole world looking at us like we crazy.
For Humanities, dedicated to expanding American understanding of human experience and cultural heritage. And the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with additional support from the Southern
Okay.
University Fund. and the
That
Alabama
tells you where it all
University.
came from. Okay. All right. So now put in the second cassette. Y'all keep moving. I remember the first time I heard that over 30 years ago, I was crying. I was like, this is such bullshit. What is wrong with these sick people? These Hatfield and McCoys are sick folks. And they don't want to look at their own sickness.
Slaves. But his mother overheard his scheming and risked her life to spread the news. She said, Mother was working in the house and she cooked. She used to hide in the chimney corner and listen to what the white folks said. When freedom was declared, Master wouldn't tell her. But Mother, she heard him telling me.
That's what I want reparations from. You're supposed to free. What?
She said she slipped out the chimney corner and cracked her heels together 4 times and shouts, I was free, I was free.
Yes.
Then she run to the field against Master's will and tore all the other slaves and they quit work.
Dropped everything. Dropped everything.
She slipped into a big ravine near the house and had them bring me to her. Master, he come out with his gun and shot at her. But she run down the ravine.
Shot at
Get away with me.
Mom didn't even know where it goes. He had the funeral. That told us like he told us.
no place to go. Housing, no nothing.
So it's always like to know you turn out care.
They should turn around. Being healed for being a human being. They said go to a vet first. At least they'll be real enough. They know when they're working on the dog, and they'll know the difference when they're working on the human.
I stayed away from 6 months out of there. 6 months.
6 months out
on
of
the 19th of June. That's why you know celebrate that day. Because on the 19th, you know, so they said it was big, yeah, on the 19th. But now we didn't know. So I was high the other side of the folks on the street. We didn't know. You know, and Drake, you know. And now when they said that on the 19th, everything won't eat and drink.
No, there wasn't no school. And when they started with the school, people that were slaves, they couldn't get them to go to school.
Fountain View.
They didn't give us school, allow us to have books and anything, so they could go around the world saying we stupid.
My mother was living, she had 6 properties, and had no home. They were slaves all life. My mother was a slave, my sister was a slave, father was a slave.
Robert Glenn decided to stay and work for his former master after his freedom came. For him to be independent. James Earl Jones as Robert Glenn.
Master told me to catch 2 horses, and we had to go to Dickinson, which was the county seat of Webster County. We went to the Freedmen's Bureau and went into the office. The officer looked me over and asked Master my name and informed me I was free. Not, I wanted to keep living. I went back home and stayed a year. During the year, I hunted a lot at night. Thoroughly enjoyed being free. I took my freedom by degrees and remained obedient and respectful, but learning and thinking of what the future and built.
Cal don't think, oh, what am I eating next week?
At this time, I formed a great I hunted. He bought my part of the game we caught and favored me and other friends premises. Mr. Yarborough's son went off to school at a place called Kilch, Kentucky, and he wanted to carry a horse with him and also take along some other animals for trading purposes. He offered me a new pair of pants to make the trip for him, and I accepted the job. I delivered the horse to his son and started for home. back, I ran into Uncle's go home with him and go with him to a wedding in Union County, Kentucky. The wedding was 20 miles away, and we walked the entire distance home as to just what I should tell Mr. Moore. And I said, how he
He's
felt
free.
about the matter.
He's free. Doesn't care what Master Moore say. But you see,
I almost
the enslavement is still in the head.
I got home at night, my mind and heart was full, but I was surprised at the way he treated me. He acted kind and asked me if I was going to stay with him next year. I was pleased. I told him yes, sir, and then I lay down and went to sleep. He had a boss man on his plantation then, and next morning he called me, but I just couldn't wait. I seemed to be in a trance or something. I had recently lost so much sleep. He called me the second time, and still I did not get up.
Cause he's free, he ain't gotta wait.
Team of horses to a wagon and go to a
He
neighbor's
getting
fire
$75.
and go to hogs. I refused to do so. They called me into the house and asked me what I was going to do about it. I said, I do not know. As I said that, I stepped out of the door and left. I went straight to the county seat and hired to Dr. George Raspy in Webster County for $100.
Oh, it's our break time. Yes! The enslavement was still up in here. And he got it together back then. None of us ain't get it together yet. Yeah, let's get some more, y'all.
Cause if I stop walking on, the company up until I'm just a nose. Feet and toes, yeah. I said I'm walking y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come on with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I say come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Till I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me. And save your toes and feet. Yeah. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Trying to save my feet and toes.
Eyes and ears and nose.
I said I'm walking y'all. Trying to save my feet.
The most about warming up. Did I tell you what happened? Well, they have carpet and stuff around here, and sparking. So I'm going on, get on the floor. As I'm pulling the stuff off the bed, and I get the down there and I sprinkle it. When I was younger, I used to have the spray can because I would go to work and everything would be clinging to me. Literally, this wasn't even walking out the house. So I sat down, do my little stretch. I got up. I must have counted 4 minutes. Diluted downy on me. And then I just sat down. And then I only got a few sparks when I touched the doorknob or the metal refrigerator or anything that has metal in it. A lot of stuff around here has metal in it. So, from when I was small. So I'm trying to explain to the people because she comes. And I was tapping it very soft like that. And she said, oh, oh, oh. And I said, yes. So she said, while we almost walking on the floor, covered with federal sheets. Yes, this has been a great Black History Month. I said I always have them. I've always been connected to my ancestors. Once you're a labeled bastard, there's no way you're going to amount to anything unless you give the cult a lot of money. You give them a lot of money to be able to amount to something in a cult. But other than that, you're a bastard. Even now, I haven't looked at TV since I've been here. But to Crenshaw's, that Kim Fields character, she goes around calling her husband's child a bastard. So it's still in place. And of course the Hatfields and McCoys, that's how they keep shit going. When I think about my reparation, it's a good thing I have that thing saying from my father that I am his child, because they didn't put it on the birth certificates. Because you had to get married you had You see how they did it? That's another thing of chattel. Chattel follows the mother. That's why I'm telling you, still considered chattel here. They just recently started putting the father's name on it to make the children more human. But we belong to the mother, not the father. He couldn't get on that birth certificate unless he was married to the mother. And I realized that shit in place just in case he ever want reparation. But I got proof, bitches. Yes, indeed. I tell y'all, I know history goes all the way back, the bloodline. And yeah, I'm one of those that ain't giving no 23 million ancestry. No. When I saw where all that stuff was taking place in Utah, who just 50 years ago said we were, they didn't say we shouldn't be, they said we're not demons. We're not demons. And we can join the church. So I'm going to send my blood to be all these things to a group of folks that think me demon, and I think I'm going to get the honest answer. You're going to go to the same cults I've been going to. They said that's a liar. Yes, indeed. So, you can lie to me. Lie. So no, I'm not doing that crap. I'll see what they got going on in Africa. Throw my blood over there, let them analyze it. They can break it down a lot better than Hatfields and McCoys, who still think that I am an animal, and in all the cults, I'm demon or cursed. Oh yeah. That's why I still got the coochies, and I ain't shooting up no insulin. My brother said, listen. So I remember I was living on Hancock Street, Leslie and I had just left that horrible situation with my sister. Yeah, she went into rehab and I helped her. Whew. Listen, call the professionals, stay out of it. If the kids got to go to foster care, let them go. Let them go, honey. It works out better in the long run. So, we had just got out that horrible situation. And I was like, I came in from work, and I remember I said, what am I gonna do? I was like a color person. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I didn't know what I was gonna do. I said, I may not even make it. People in our family don't make it that long. And my 34-year-old son said, well, you exercised. I said, oh. They said, walk. I said, okay. And take vitamin B out of the pills. And minus the kind of liver oil pills. I still take them. And I added some more supplements onto them. They said, if you're going to survive. And then as I walked through this human experience, especially when I was living in Mount Vernon, I done told y'all, if I met 5 women, 2 didn't have wombs, the other 2 didn't have breasts, and the other one was shooting herself up with insulin. I said, I was so scared. I was so scared. It was like, it was a thing to do. I was so scared. I was so scared. I said, ooh, they gonna get me. They gonna get me. They gonna chop me up. They gonna take everything. The Hayfield boy that still think I'm an animal. They try to cut out of me everything that makes me a woman and tell me I didn't care. Of the models, the Twiggies and all that kind of stuff. You remember them folks, right? Let me tell you. But they don't look, in my head I was like, they don't look like women. They look like men. And again, shut up, stupid, you telling women, Couldn't. And then I found out through my investigation, reading, I was a shelf in the library for over 5 years. Trust me, reading flaps, flipping books, I read and 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 read. That the reason the models are thin like that is because they're black women. They couldn't at that time take skinny men like they like, young boys, teenagers, and put them in dresses, which is what they wanted to do. So they found the models that look exactly like men. No butt, no hint of femininity, other than hairstyle and makeup. I said to myself, really, you sick bastards? You have me thinking that there's something wrong with me and my body while you're pulling on your wanker while seeing a man in a dress, which is what you want. That skinny model with no breast is what they wanted. And you had girls starving themselves. Lion Hatfields and McCoys. Now I see models are different sizes, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Legislation, et cetera, needs to stop. I remember, our time is I'm sorry, y'all. You think we get a few of these in? I be lifting stuff around here. So I mean, last time this month, you know, we listened to the ancestors from Remembering Slavery. House members came last week, yesterday, and it was a little rough. But according to J.K. Rowling, ancestors love rotten food. Why didn't you leave my offers out until they totally dried up? Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for coming on the walk. Thanks for your support. And I'll see you tomorrow.